Namaste yogis, welcome to shimaflowyoga. I'm Jodi and today is day 16 of our 28-day yoga series, New Year, New You. Today we are focusing on our hips. So go grab your yoga mat and let's find your happy place. Okay everyone, we're going to start on our backs today. So if you go ahead and come on back with your knees bent, bring the soles of the feet together and open your knees out to the side. This is called Baddha Konasana or Reclined Cobblers pose. So as always, take a moment to get situated into your body, into your space. And in this pose, right away, this practice today is focusing on opening our hips. So right away we're going to bring awareness to our hips. But if you notice, if you move your feet further away from your body, it takes that intensity away from that stretch in the hips. So come to a place where you're feeling it, but it's not too intense. We're just creating some balance in what we're feeling, what we're experiencing here. And then rest your hands comfortably. Take a deep breath in and exhale. And let's bring attention to that sensation that you're feeling in your hips right now. Your inner thighs, the groin area. And then start to tune into the breath. And as you notice your breath, just be aware of how that affects you physically. Maybe creating a more relaxed state within yourself. We tend to hold a lot of emotions and thoughts in our hips, so as we begin to practice opening the hips, you might feel a deep release. It could be a surge of emotions. Let's go ahead and bring the knees together and into the chest. As you press your navel to your spine, it's going to start to circle the knees to the right, so moving around, big circles with the knees. And then switch direction over to the left. And then let's come back to center. Drop your feet, lift your hips, scoot them to the left. Let's take a twist to the right. And take your left hand and just press gently on the outside of that thigh. And just by pressing real gently with that hand, notice that nice release you feel through your lower back. So the hips also are directly connected to that lower back, like how our lower back is affected. Can be a direct result of the tightness in the hips. So as we begin to open up through the hips, we begin to loosen up through the lower back. Come back to center, lift your hips up, scoot them to the right a couple inches, drop your knees to the left, press your left hand on the outside and anchor that right shoulder down, getting that deep stretch or opening through that lower back. You might also feel it through that glute, which should feel really nice after our strong leg and butt practice yesterday. And then come back up to center. Let's draw the knees in and let's rock and roll forward a couple times along the length of the spine. We'll get a nice massage, the muscles of the back. And we're going to come all the way up, cross the legs, and let's come into child's pose. Okay, so as we come into our child's pose, sitting back onto the heels, stretching out, prepping for downward facing dog, up on the knees, tuck your toes, lift your hips up, press away. Okay, so push through your hands, press away through the chest, lift your tailbone, press your heels down. And then inhale, come up on your toes, bend your knees, look up, exhale, walk, step, or jump your feet between your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, chest to thighs, gaze at your knees. Let's inhale, rise to standing, full stretch, reach your hands up, and then exhale, bring your hands to your heart, starting with Sun Salutation B, or a variation of Sun Salutation B. So we're going to inhale to chair, sit the hips back, reach the arms up, take the gaze up, and then exhale, we're going to do a nice deep prayer twist. So bring your hands to your heart, and we're going to twist over to the right. Hook your left elbow on the outside of that thigh and twist. Now, if you can't hook your elbow, that's okay. You can even straighten your arm out and place the wrist over. Bring your hand onto your right hip and just press into that hand. Inhale back to center, and then exhale, twist over to the left, or maybe you're coming a little bit higher. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway, right? Hands to shins, flat back, take the gaze forward. Belly in, exhale, plant your hands outside your feet, step or jump back to the back of the mat, knees up or down, and let's lower. Chaturanga Dandasana, flip your feet, press your hands, lift your heart, roll your shoulders back into your back bend, higher, straighten the arms. Exhale, tuck your toes, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right leg up. So you're gonna lift it up nice and high. Open the hip, right? So you're going to start to take that right hip above the left, bend your knee, flex the foot. Now you can stay here or keep opening up your hip till you flip the dog, lower the hips, and then inhale. Lift your hips up, reach your arms up and towards the wall behind you. Now exhale, flip back over. You're going to take your right hand back down, and we're going to come right to Pigeon Post. So pull that right knee in, drop it behind the right wrist, sweep that right foot over to the left, and lower. We're going to inhale, lift the heart, exhale, lower down. Now one deep, big inhale, plant the hands, tuck the toe, lift the right leg back up, and then exhale, step it between your hands. Right foot forward, spin your back foot flat for warrior two. We're going to open up, bring your arms to a T, take your gaze right over your front hand, and then exhale, windmill all the way down. Right? So moving one breath, one movement, exhale, lower. In our sun salutations, inhale, lift the heart, exhale, lift your hips up. Inhale, left leg lifts. Now open up the hip, bend the knee, flex the foot. On the exhale, you're either going to stay right here or you're going to flip all the way over, lower the hips. Inhale, lift up through your hips, sweep that arm behind you. Exhale, flip back over, pigeon pose, left knee draws in, lower the hips, okay? Untuck that back toe, inhale, press in, lift up through your heart. Exhale, walk all the way down. Now inhale, tuck the toe under, come back to downward dog, lift the left leg up. Exhale, step the left foot between the hands, spin the back foot flat. Inhale, warrior two, arms to a T, take the gaze forward. And exhale, windmill the hands back down, step back to plank, take your vinyasa, or simply come to downward facing dog. I think we know by now we have that option, right? So hold right here, press away. And then inhale, come up on your toes, bend your knees, look up, exhale, walk, step, or jump your feet forward. Inhale, halfway, nice and strong through that back. Exhale and fold, drop the head heavy. Inhale to chair, reach your arms up, take the gaze up, hold your chair, exhale, twist to the right. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale, reach up, hold the chair, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. So now we're picking up the pace a little bit. Exhale, plant the hands, step or jump to the back of the mat and lower down. Knees up or down. Inhale, upward facing dog, lift your heart. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts, lift the leg up nice and high, bend your knee, open your hip. Exhale, hold it here or flip, lowering down. And then inhale, lift your hips, sweep your arm behind you. Exhale, flip over to pigeon pose, right? Right knee comes forward, drop the hips. Inhale, lift your heart up. Exhale, all the way down. Inhale, downward dog, lift the leg up. So you're gonna tuck that toe, lift that leg up nice and high. Exhale, step between your hands, spin your back foot flat. Warrior two, inhale, rise up, take your gaze forward. Exhale, windmill back down, step back to plank, lower. Inhale, lift your heart up. Exhale, lift your hips up. Let's do the same thing on the left leg. Inhale, left leg lifts. Bend your knee, open your hip. Exhale, hold it or flip it over. Drop the hips, inhale, lift up and sweep. Exhale, flip back over to pigeon, drop the knee, the hips. Inhale, lift up. And exhale, lower down. Good, inhale, walk it back again, three-legged dog. Lift that left leg up. Exhale, step between the hands, spin the back foot flat, warrior two. Inhale, arms to a T. Exhale, windmill down, step back to plank and lower. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's pause. So building heat pretty quickly through this variation of Sun Salutation B. Remembering to take any breaks that you need to, checking in always, pausing the video at any time if you need to, and then joining back in when you're ready. Inhale, up on the toes, bend your knees, look up. Exhale, step or jump your feet between your hands. Inhale, halfway. Exhale and fold. Let's take chair pose. Inhale, sit back, sweep the arms up, and then exhale one more time. Twist over to the right. Inhale, reach up, and exhale, twist to the left. And inhale, lift up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, plant your hands, step or jump back, and lower. Good, upward facing dog, and downward facing dog. Right leg lifts, take it up, open the hip, bend the knee, hold it or flip it. Lower the hips, inhale, lift, stretch and open. Exhale, flip over, right to pigeon, drop the knee. Good. Inhale, lift your heart. And exhale, lower down. Inhale, walk it back, three-legged dog. Good. Exhale, step through. Spin the back foot flat, warrior two, inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, windmill down, step back to plank, lower. Inhale, upward dog. And exhale to downward dog. Good, left leg lifts. Inhale, bend the knee, open the hip. Exhale, hold or flip. Inhale, lift. On the exhale, let's take it back over to pigeon pose. Drop the hips. Inhale, lift up. Maybe we can stretch a little bit deeper. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, three-legged dog. Lift the leg up. And exhale, step through. Back foot is flat. Warrior two, inhale. Take the gaze forward. Exhale, windmill all the way down. And let's meet back in downward facing dog. Hold here and breathe. Inhale, up in the toes, bend your knees, exhale, step or jump forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale and fold. Inhale to chair, sit back, reach your arms up, take the gaze up. And then exhale, stand up and bring your hands to your heart center. Whew, feeling nice and warm here. All right, inhale, reach your arms up. And exhale, forward fold, all the way down. Inhale, halfway. And exhale, step the left leg back. We're gonna drop the knee down so we can get deep into the hip flexor here. So untuck your toe. Walk the hands up. Sink the hips down and lift through the chest. Hold here as you breathe. Okay, so now notice your back foot. It's probably pretty relaxed right now. Press the top of the foot down into the mat and notice the change and that stretch you're feeling in your left thigh, your left hip flexor. Lift the chest a little higher. If you want to add the arms, you can reach the arms up and stretch back. Good. Take one more breath in. Now exhale, bring your hands back onto your thigh, tuck the toe under and lift your knee up. Okay, and then inhale, reach back up again. Exhale, let's take that prayer twist. We're going to hook the left elbow on the outside of that right thigh, palm to palm. You're going to press the top palm into the bottom palm, and then you're kind of sort of lifting up and leaning back. Shoulder comes over, right? Right shoulder over left. If it's too much in this prayer twist, come and open up your arms here to this open arm twist here. Okay, otherwise hold this position right here into your chair pose. Good, just a couple more breaths. One more inhale, and then exhale, release the hands. So we're going to spin the back foot flat now. And we're going to rise all the way up to reverse warrior. So you're going to bend your right knee, okay? Reach your left arm up towards the sky. So you can just rest your left hand on the back thigh, or you can reach around and bind, okay? So kind of walking that hand, maybe grabbing onto the top of that thigh. Pressing down a little bit as you lift up. Good, keep bending through that knee. And then you're pressing the inside or the outside of the knee out towards the right to open up through that inner thigh, inner hip. Good, one more inhale. And then exhale, we're gonna come all the way down, okay? You're gonna frame the foot and then walk your toe heel, your right foot out, take your right hand to the inside of your foot, and this is called lizard pose, right? So lift your back thigh up. Keep this back leg nice and strong, but lower the hips down, okay? Hold it right here. And then as you press down through your front foot and your back toes, pull them in towards each other so they're really strong. So you're feeling this nice strength as we're stretching, okay? Keeping everything strong. If you want to go deeper, you're coming down onto your forearms. Look at your back foot. Make sure your knees not blocking your view, so that way you know your leg's nice and strong. And hold here again. Press down and in with your feet. Keep the back knee lifted as you lower those hips. Good, drop the back knee, okay? Now we're gonna place the hands up, we're gonna walk back, and we're gonna sit back onto the heel and fold forward onto that front leg. So this is kind of we're prepping for forward splits, okay? Hanuman Astana, which is monkey pose. So we're gonna start right here, and this might be as far as you get. Okay, and it's good to have a block handy for this if you have your block handy. So you're gonna stay here, or we're gonna walk forward onto that left knee, walk the foot forward, and you can use your block here, okay? So as you walk forward, it gets kind of sticky on that mat, okay? So this might be as far as you get, okay, in your splits, okay? So you stay here. You can always use this block right underneath this thigh here as well for support, okay? And then if you can go a little bit deeper, walk the foot back, okay? Keep that back toe tucked under, and then hands underneath your shoulders. Okay, another way you can use these blocks is placing one on top of the other. So you might not get all the way down, so you have these hands as kind of like an extension for your arms to keep your body upright and lift up and back. And then you notice, just like in that lower lunge, when we lift it up and back, you get that nice stretch through your back hip flexor, right, the front of the thigh. You do what works best for you. Okay, you can also use this block just like this underneath that thigh. Okay, and maybe take the arms up. So play with it a little bit, you know, see what works for you. And don't stress it. Forward splits are not easy, so if you can't get into it, no worries. What we want to make sure is we're feeling a stretch through our hips, right? Hips, hamstrings, in your legs. Take one more breath in and then exhale. We're going to come right back into that lunge. Okay, so we're in that lizard pose. And then lift the back leg up. And we're going to just kind of take a nice hop forward and open up your feet a little bit wider than your hips. Toes turn out, lower your hips down. Elbows come in between your knees, palms together. Press in, lift your chest up. This is Malasana, or a nice low squat. So in Malasana, we want to try and get the heels down on the mat, but for some of us, it's just not going to happen. So if you have a small bolster, okay, or a blanket that's folded up, you can just take your blanket and place your heels right on top, and that gives you a nice support, okay? Also, another way to support yourself in here is to sit on your block, okay? That might make it a little bit easier for you also. So just, again, figure out what you need to do to make this work, and then we're going to stay active. Press your elbows into the knees, knees into the elbows, lift the chest, hold, and breathe. Okay, release the hands, start to slowly straighten those legs out, toe heel the feet in, come to that forward fold, and then stand all the way up. Stretch your arms above your head. And bring your hands to your heart. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, forward fold all the way down. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, right leg steps back now. We're going to drop the knee, coming into that low lunge. Untuck your toe. Walk your hands up, lift up through your chest. Good, taking deep breaths in and out. You can try and close your eyes. If it doesn't affect your balance, close your eyes here and really notice, really start to feel. Sink the hips a little deeper. Press the top of your back foot down into the mat. Lift your chest up a little bit more. Good. Now, untuck the toe, or tuck the toe. Lift the back knee up. Inhale, reach your arms up. And then exhale, let's come to that twist, okay? So palms together, we're gonna hook that elbow to the outside. Take that gaze over. And again, remember, if you're kind of leaning, right, down, forward into your thigh, press down and away. Let's create strength through the back, lengthen through the crown of the head. That chin always stays away. Strong through your neck, gaze over. Or if it's just too intense, open up that twist a little bit. Right hand down, left arm up. Okay, hold and breathe right here. Shoulders draw away from the ears. Okay, let's take one more breath in. And then exhale, release the hands down. We're going to spin the back foot flat. Keep that front leg bent. Reverse warrior. Left arm reaches up. Good. So again, now we start to feel this nice stretch to that left side. And then if you want, take the right arm behind. And then what you're doing with this right hand is you're kind of pressing down to create a little bit more space here, right? As you kind of press down here, we can lift up a little bit more. Reach for the fingers. Again, never forcing, just deepening slowly. Good, one more inhale, and then exhale, windmill the hands all the way down. Now we're gonna toe heel this left foot out to the left, bring your left hand on the inside of your foot, so both hands are inside the foot. Okay, and again from here, you're gonna lift the back knee, so squeeze your thigh. Good, and then as you press down, right, Pada Bandha, strong through that front foot, and then to the back ball of the back foot, push down and hug the feet in towards each other. Good, sink your hips deeper. And then if you can come down deeper onto the forearms. Hold and breathe. Good, and then come back up onto the hands. We're gonna drop that back knee and sit back. So as we prep for our forward splits or Hanuman Asana. Hanuman is monkey. Asana, pose, monkey pose. Okay, so this might be where you're gonna stay today. If you wanna go a little bit deeper, okay? You can start to walk this foot out in front, right? Maybe having those blocks handy. Okay, you can start to inch that knee back. Good, as you open up. And then if you want to keep the toes tucked under, a little bit more active, I'm going to pull the left hip back and right hip forward and get that nice stretch. Using those blocks here for support to keep that chest up, or maybe placing that block underneath the thigh so you can reach the arms up. As I mentioned, just kind of play with it. See what works best for your body. See what you like the best. See what's most fun for you. You know, yoga is about having fun also. So find that freedom, that playfulness. So when you're in your splits, it can be easier to get all the way down if you open your hips up. So we're gonna focus on just squaring out the hips so that we can get even deeper sensation and work those muscles a little bit deeper. Good. Let's take one more breath in. And then exhale. We're gonna slowly release out, okay? So I'm gonna slide that foot back in, placing the blocks away. Good, and then we're gonna come up to that squat again, Malasana. Turning the toes out, they're about shoulder width distance, lowering down through your hips. Oh yeah, feeling those hips, right? Elbows to the inside of the knees, palms pressed together. Use those props as you need to. Supporting under the heels, sitting on a block. Lift your chest. Good, one more breath in, and then we're just gonna take a seat all the way down and extend the legs straight out in front. So I'm gonna turn and face the front of the room. Let's go ahead and open the legs up nice and wide, and then take your right heel towards your right hip. Okay, we're gonna come into a pose called half frog. Okay, half Sukhasana. This one, as always in our seated forward folds, you can elevate your hips. So use your block or a blanket, anything you need to sit on to elevate those hips. And also, as you pull that foot in towards your hip, you might feel some sensation through the top of the foot. If your foot's a little bony and you're pressing in, just pat it. Use a towel or a blanket and pat underneath that foot. Okay, sit up nice and tall, inhale, and then exhale. We're gonna fold right down the center. Okay, hold right here. Melt your heart forward and lower down. Slow and steady breaths with every exhale. See if you can come just a little bit deeper. Good, and then slowly walk up. Okay, extend the right leg out. If you need to shake it out a little bit, go ahead and shake that knee out. And then take the left heel in towards that left hip. Sit up nice and tall, breathe in, and then exhale. Let's fold right down the center. Good. And then come all the way back up. Nice job. Send the leg out. Shake it out a little bit. And then let's bring those legs together. We're going to come on to our back. Okay, so as you come on back, draw the knees into your chest. And then place your feet down with your knees bent. We're going to take the right thigh, cross it over the left, just to kind of close off the hips just a little bit to counterpose. So lift your hips up, scoot them to the right. Drop your knees to the left, turn your gaze to the right, and hold here. Again, see if you can relax. Again, exhaling. So taking that deep breath in, and then exhale, and just start to really get heavy. And come back to center. Scoot the hips in, uncross, left thigh over the right. Take your hips over to the left and drop them to the right, turning your head in the opposite direction and just going deep into all that wonderful sensation in your body as you relax. And then come back to center. Scoot the hips in. Hug those knees into your chest. Rock side to side. Take a deep breath in. And exhale. Send the feet all the way out to the corners of the mat. Arms to your side in a comfortable position. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Relax into stillness, into Shavasana. Let's start to bring movement back to the body. And as always, if you want to stay in Shavasana for a longer amount of time, please do so. Let's keep our eyes closed as we bend our knees. Roll onto either side. And slowly come up to Sukhasana, easy seated pose. And bring the hands to the heart. And we bring all our attention to all the sensation in our body, to this present moment that we're in, finding peace and happiness. Inhale, reach the arms up above the head. Exhale, draw them back to your heart. Namaste. Okay, awesome job, you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I will see you tomorrow where we're going to focus on continuing to strengthen our back, building a strong and healthy back. If you like this video, please press the like button, share it with others, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'll see you tomorrow. Namaste.